Hi everyone, this is Skullshirticle TCG and welcome back to another Pokemon trading card game. Today we have a match between Michael and Karen. I need to make it clear, first of all, that this Michael is not the same Michael from before. This is not the one that I've featured who makes a really good decks and pretty much annihilates me every single time. No, this is a younger Michael, same name, different age. And here he was just using my Pyroar deck on this particular day. First of all, I need to apologize that I haven't had any trading card game matches for the past 2 weeks or so. I've just been really busy and really distracted with stuff, but I managed to get 2 full weeks worth of matches on camera, and most of them were not the best. Holy cow, the focus is off here. Please come back. Focus. Please come back. Anyway, long story short, most of those matches were not good, so out of the 8 matches I ended up recording, only 3 of them were good enough to commentate and post on YouTube. Most of them were just, one person won within 2 or 3 turns, or others where there were just so many misplays or things that were just flat out not allowed in the game that since we don't have any judges at these unsanctioned tournaments, they were just let to slide. And I decided that was just not suitable for my channel. I'm trying to make this as professional as possible so that you guys get a good idea of what really goes on during real trading card game matches. So that basically leaves 3 games for me to show out of the 8 that I recorded. First of all, I am glad that I'm able to have gotten to the point now where I can pick and choose which matches I upload instead of before, where, like, the very earliest when I started doing this kind of thing, I just posted every video I could get because I just didn't record that many matches. Now, however, we have these tournaments every single weekend, so there's bound to be at least 1 or 2 matches every day that I can really record and post, and shows how decks work and gets to be a close game or something like that. And this is hopefully one of them. So, anyway, Karen was a visiting Pokemon player. This was her first time coming to our local league in Lincoln, and she brought with her a round deck. Now, round didn't really lose too much after the format change. I guess if you want to be strict, it basically only lost level ball and well, I guess Sky or Bridge, which doesn't really work so well, but long story short, Round didn't lose a lot. It's a very fun, very competitive deck, and it's very easy to set up, and it's cheap. It's very easy for new players to just get into the game playing with Round. And what's even better is, if you play the Seismitoad version of Round, Pyroar, which is what Michael is playing, and that was a random DS, Pyroar just is completely shut down. Of course, Pyroar's intimidating main ability prevents all damage done by your opponent's basic Pokemon. Preferably, Round never attacks with basic Pokemon. In fact, they usually attack with Seismitoad, which is Water type, which Pyroar is weak to. Long story short, if it's Pyroar versus Round, in this case, I would favor Round. I do need to emphasize this is my first time watching the match. I just fast-forwarded it to the end to make sure that it was a fairly long match and I didn't just have the record button on for 20 minutes after the match ended, like happened one time. So, I don't know who won. I don't know how this plays out, so I'm just as in the dark as you guys are right now. So we will see what happens. I wonder who's going first. In this situation, since both players play with Michael did not draw for his turn. Oh man, I really wish we could have judges at every single table for these things, but we don't. He's going to Ultra Ball there for Charizard, and actually his deck is like all up and down, and he didn't shuffle either. Oh man, I'm sorry, this is really irking me. I'm going to keep going, of course, because I just think that this will be a really fun match, seeing who wins, Round or Pyroar. One thing is that Karen started with a Meloetta EX. That's the worst possible start you can have. She's going to, well, she's Ultra Balling here, but she's also going to attach a Rainbow Energy as she's Ultra Balling, just to play things out. Normally you would, when you Ultra Ball, you need to discard those cards before you do anything else. But this was, she got rid of 2 Sacred Ashes. Oh man. So that, there's just so many things here, like small things that I'm seeing that I really would be nitpicky. If in an official tournament stuff like this slid, it could mean a prize loss. Meaning if you make a mistake like some of the things I'm seeing here, your opponent gets an automatic prize. Like Michael not drawing for his turn to begin with. Especially after playing the Ultra Ball. If he had finished the Ultra Ball and then someone saw that, oh, he didn't draw for his turn, that's a prize loss. It could get really ugly really fast. Anyway, so another thing to note is, well, first of all, Karen did get Temple, Dynamo Temple, they all sound the same. Temple off her Ultra Ball and got Silver Bangle, and I don't know what she just played there, maybe Skyla? Anyway, Michael, no, yeah, she must have played Skyla, got the rare candy. Probably for next turn. Another thing is that I noticed while Michael was looking through his deck, a lot of the cards were both right side up and upside down. When you play, you need to have all your cards right side up, because if some are right side up and some are upside down, it's very easy to memorize which ones are which, and then be able to shuffle your deck so that you get exactly what you want off your next top deck, stuff like that. So guys, just remember that. If you're ever playing a game, make sure all your cards are right side up. Anyway, Karen passed there. Michael, he evolved into Pyroar, benched the Charizard. If I were him, I would have done that last turn personally, but oh well. He has a Pyroar and a Pokemon Catcher in his hand. He would have one more card if he had drawn for his turn last time. But anyway, so Pyroar's Intimidating Mane is blocking damage from that Meloetta at least, but Meloetta is not out to really do any damage right now. If worse let me think. Meloetta could do Echoed Voice, but it's not going to. Actually, looks like Michael passed. Karen rare candied into Seismitoad. Meloetta only has a retreat cost of 1, so if she had a double colorless, she could, well, she's going to retreat into Seismitoad anyway. Oh, she has the double colorless. And here we have a round for 120. Wow, that was fast. And Karen got a prize. Now Michael's in a pickle. But anyway, the way round works is it does, this particular Seismitoad's round attack does 30 times the number of Pokemon on your side that have the round attack. Seismitoad and Meloetta both have round, so that's 60, and since Pyroar is weak to water, that's times 2. Pyroar has 110 damage, round did 120, so that was a knockout. And since Seismitoad is not a basic Pokemon, it was able to go through Intimidating Mane. Intimidating Mane meant nothing to it. So there we did see a Pokemon Catcher from Michael trying to buy himself a turn. And really that was his best bet, because if he had flipped tails on that catcher, Seismitoad has Silver Bangle on it, which adds another 30, I believe, before weakness. So in that case, that would have been 90 times 2, and all of a sudden Karen would have won the game. However, looks like right here, she doesn't really have an energy to get to retreat into Seismitoad. But I believe she just played N, because both of them are, well, okay. I'll also mention this. When you play N, you have to shuffle your decks, not just put your hand in the middle and then draw 6 cards. Just so you guys know. This was unofficial, of course, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But if you're ever in an official tournament, well, obviously this is not the video for you to base your moves and decisions on, or your gameplay. So after that N, looks like she's eyeing something. She's going to play, was that Great Ball? Must have been Great Ball. She drew 7 cards, picked a Dynamo, put that on her bench. Temple, not Dynamo. There I go again. Anyway, and the thing there is you actually have to pick up all 7 cards before you put that down on your bench. And, well, you know, nitpicky things. Sorry, guys, this is just the inner professor in me coming out. I am a Pokemon professor, so I am qualified to judge events like this, and the amount of misplays I'm seeing on both sides are, well, not misplays so much as just things that they are doing incorrectly. Obviously, they both are relatively new players, so it's not like they should know better, but still, it's just a little annoying to me. It's and it's even more frustrating just seeing this going on right now and knowing that I can't do anything to fix it. Anyway, Michael did play the roller skates there, put the double colorless energy on the Mewtwo. If I were him, I'd definitely play the Fiery Torch here to get even more cards into his hand. He has an extra fire energy. He has 2 extra fire energies. He could play both. He could play both fire energies right here, or both fiery torches right here, since he has 2 fiery torches and 2 fire energy. It looks like he's going to play 1 right there as a Ultra Ball and an Evo Soda. Ultra Ball could be useful here. I think he kind of realizes, though, he really cannot rely on Pyroar right now, because Pyroar is just going to get annihilated by Seismitoad. Even with just 2 Pokemon on Karen's side with a round attack, that's enough to knock out Pyroar. And with the Silver Bangle, it's enough to knock out this Charizard. Really, I think right here, Michael has to begin relying on Mewtwo. That Mewtwo, he should just... this is not a very good idea, but in this case I don't think he has any choice but to power up that Mewtwo as much as possible to just knock out those Seismitoads just in one hit. So I guess he's just going to pass. He has another roller skates. I think he really should have played that. But oh well. It's Karen's turn. She needs a Switch or an energy here, and she evolved into Palpitoad. Put a Silver Bangle on that, and that's another Pokemon in play with Round. Now Round is doing that much more damage. And that's a Fairy Garden Stadium. Very interesting. We did see the Rainbow Energy earlier on Meloetta, so that will give Meloetta free retreat if she can get another Rainbow Energy in play. And she's just going to play Professor Juniper. That's a very powerful supporter for her to have right here. I believe that was the only card left in her hand, so hopefully from this Juniper, she will get at least an energy or a switch or something to attach to Meloetta to retreat a Seismitoad to knock out this Charizard. That would be 2 new prizes, and, well, she benched the Temple. Does she not have the energy? She does have the energy. Needs to roll that die up to a 2, because Rainbow Energy, when you attach it from your hand, you need to add, you need to put 1 damage counter on the Pokemon you attach it to. So she didn't roll that up to a 2. That's really, I'm sorry guys. This is just seeing the few things that they're not doing quite correctly is annoying me. Honestly, by this point, I really know what would happen. There's just so much going wrong on both ends. We're going to see an Ultra Ball. She discarded a Great Ball and something else. I think... Oh, she discarded the N with the Ultra Ball. Okay, I get it. Michael thought she played the N and the Great Ball. No, she discarded both of those with Ultra Ball. So, if I were her, I would get... Oh, yep, another Meloetta EX. That's exactly what I would have gotten. Because she just played the Temple this turn and the Palpitoad this turn, so... fact is, Meloetta is the only other Pokemon to really go after right here, unless she wanted a Seismitoad for next turn, in which case it'd be safer to just wait until next turn for the Ultra Ball. So, she's going to free retreat here, it looks like, into the Seismitoad. And then Silver Bangle, well, the Silver Bangle doesn't even matter at this point. Round will be doing 1, 2, 3, 4. It'll be doing 120 damage alone without the Silver Bangle times 2. That's enough to knock out Charizard. With the Silver Bangle, it's doing 150. So after weakness, that Charizard just got a 300 damage round to the face. Yeah, that's not fun. And Karen just got 2 prizes. Michael, he really needs something here. If I were him, I would roller skates, and flip heads, and, well, first I would probably Fiery Torch. Nah, well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter the order that happens in. Basically, long story short, here, right now, he's doing 100. Now he's only doing 80 damage to that Seismitoad, which has 140 HP. Looks like he Great Balled there. Or, no, I'm sorry, Ultra Balled there. He getting another Litleo. He needs, in order to knock out the Seismitoad, he needs a double colorless energy and a muscle band. He's going to Evo Soda. You can't do that. You can't do that. That's even more annoying. He just benched that Litleo this turn. He can't play Evo Soda to evolve it this turn because, well, the card says you can't. You can't play it on a Pokemon you just played that turn. He's going to attach Fire Energy to Pyroar. No. Sorry. Well, this is just what I would have done. I would have Dowsing Machined for a Muscle Band, if there was one in there. If there wasn't, then I would have just flat out Junipered and hoped for a double colorless energy, and then a Muscle Band off of that if I couldn't get one earlier. Well, it doesn't matter. There wasn't there wasn't either of them, it looks like, in all of that, so it didn't matter, but that's just what I would have done, is I would have gone after double colorless and Muscle Band, because that would have knocked out this Seismitoad, which would have put him in a relatively good position, but no, he just has to settle for an X-Ball for 80. So we're going to see what happens. I think they're trying to figure out exactly how much damage X-Ball does. Karen is very new to the game. She doesn't know all these new attacks and stuff. Well, not new. They're very old to us. Mewtwo's been around since early 2012, so over 2.5 years now. But for someone who's new to the game, you just don't know what these cards do, especially when they are so beyond your price range. You're like, I'm never going to be able to afford that. Anyway, so it is Karen's turn. She's going to be able to round. Oh man, yeah, that's going to be a round for knockout. That round right now is doing 180 damage on the mark. Because there are 5 Pokemon on her side with a round attack. So, if she could get another Meloetta out, then this would be round for 210. That's how ridiculous this is. And she really needs to get another double colorless energy, or she needs to power up another Seismitoad soon, because even though she'll knock this Mewtwo out right here, right now, that Pyroar is going to come up, and if Michael can get a double colorless energy, he can just Scorching Fang for knockout, and then Karen will not have a response. So, I don't know, we'll have to see what happens. I believe she played a Juniper there. I see a Colress in her hand, which she cannot play. So we'll see what she decides to do here. Really, I think if she has any energy, she should start attaching it to that Seismitoad. Oh, she's going to play Scramble Switch. That works. So, yeah, this Seismitoad will not get knocked out. And the Seismitoad with damage on it is now safely on the bench. Well, not entirely safe, because Michael does have that Pokemon Catcher to knock it out. However, the energy that was once on it is now safe on another Seismitoad. And there's no possible way this Seismitoad can get knocked out with what Michael has in his deck. Michael does not run Verbank and Laser. The most damage he can put out with that Pyroar is 110, which is not enough to knock out a Seismitoad in one hit. That Scramble Switch there was a very good play on Karen's part. And she is going to round for a mighty 180 damage. That's a knockout on that Mewtwo. My math is correct. I think they're just taking a little while to realize it. And that's a knockout. Karen gets another 2 prizes. I believe she's only down to 1 prize now. Michael promotes his Pyroar, draws for his turn, puts down Litleo, and once again with the cards in the deck, make sure they're all right side up, not a mixture of up and down, just so you guys know. And now that we're towards the end of the game, I'm seeing fewer and fewer misplays. So we see a Pokemon catcher. Michael's probably just trying to get 1 knockout this game. He catchers up the Seismitoad. And I don't think Karen understands how catcher works. Catcher, it's a little weird. Like, even though the text says you need to bring you get to bring up one of your opponent's Pokemon, now there's the rule that it requires a coin flip first. So why did he just bring up the Meloetta? Nah, actually I can see that's I see no reason for him to have brought up the Meloetta. Because he would need a double colorless and a muscle band to knock it out. And honestly, the Seismitoad would have been better. Even if he couldn't have knocked that out, he could have at least just left it there as a stalling tactic. Because Seismitoad has a 3 retreat cost. So, but it wouldn't matter with the Fairy Garden. All Karen would need to do is attach a Rainbow Energy and retreat for free. In any case, catchering up. If it were me, and it was obvious I was going to lose, I would have brought up the Seismitoad and tried to just knock it out and claim 1 prize. But in this situation, I think Michael's just so far behind, he doesn't really care. He just attached 2 energy to that Litleo. Oh, no, he did not. He used Blacksmith. Okay, good. He should really Blacksmith to the active, but oh well. He's going to play his Evo Soda. Well, I guess it didn't matter what he Blacksmithed to. Karen has 1 prize left, and she's going to take it here as soon as she gets her Seismitoad back in the active spot. So, looks like Michael's just going to pass. And so long as she gets a switch or an energy, really any energy, she wins. So, I guess we'll just see what's in her hand. Michael's 2... Oh, he has 3 cards, never mind. Yep, there's the energy. All she needs to do is retreat into Seismitoad and round for knockout, and that is the game, folks. That is the game. Once again, round proves its worth. And, well, this is definitely an interesting deck. Using Rainbow Energy and Fairy Garden in a round deck, that can be helpful. Anyway, so sorry about all the misplays going on and my constant complaining about them. I'm pretty sure that the other 2 matches that I have recorded and ready to commentate, there were very few, if none of those. So, and don't worry about these guys. They're new, or they're not new, but they are a bit inexperienced, so there's just a few nitpicky things that they aren't familiar with yet. Don't worry about it, guys. Seriously, this is all for fun. That's the whole point of Pokemon. So, I do hope you enjoyed this match, and I hope that you continue watching my stuff and all that other fun stuff. That I have no fancy schmancy ending. Bye, guys.